Hi, my name is Eliza, and I'm the founder of Fire and Flower Girls Rites of Passage. We're a 4-month program starting this May that helps girls transition solidly with confidence and pride into the new stage of being a young woman. And we do this through ceremony, nature connection, one-on-one mentorship, and community time with all the girls and mentors together. So I'm here today to tell you about the origins of the project, why this came about, and we hope that you'll consider joining us. Maybe you have a daughter who's 12 to 14 and going through this stage right now, or you might want to join us as a mentor and create a special bond with one of these girls that come through the program. So all of this started about 6 years ago when I went through my own women's initiation. And this was done in the Apache culture and led by 2 incredible elder women named Marga James and Suzanne Lawson. And this was called a walk back ceremony, and it was for adult women to walk back to that time in their lives and do the ceremony that they never got. And at this time, I didn't know anything about rites of passage, but I thought back to when I was 11, almost 12, and it was a really big time in my life. I felt the gravity of all the changes that I was experiencing, and my outside world, my community, my family, they weren't able to reflect back to me that bigness that I was feeling. And so it was really disappointing. I had a lot of questions that weren't answered, and overall, I knew something was missing. And so when I was given this opportunity to do the walkback ceremony, I just said yes. And in doing the ceremony, my life just completely transformed. It was the first time that I ever felt really fully aligned with life, fully in the flow of it, and clearly and consciously knowing the fullness and capacity, the joy, all the possibilities that make life life. And I was right there in it, and very aware of my own importance of contributing to life. Suddenly, it was like I had a whole storehouse of beauty and gifts and awesomeness and joy that was in me this whole time, but I didn't know about it at all. And this ceremony just busted the doors open to that, and I just was spilling out in like aliveness and bigness. I felt an empathy for the earth and for others that was totally new. I had access to my intuition at a level that I didn't before. All the ways that I had insecurities about myself, and therefore they would come out as judgments and criticisms, possibly to other people, all that started calming down because suddenly I was really grounded in who I was, and I was happy and joyful to be me. So it was just really, really amazing. And so I thought, wow, if this can happen to me, is this something that can be accessible for everybody? And how do we do that? And so I was hooked, and I went back to school and did my master's specializing in women's rites of passage, and really got a solid foundation about what this all is. What are the key components, essential elements to rites of passage work that make it transformational? Then I went out into the field. I apprenticed with Rites of Passage Journeys in Washington State, and spent time with youth doing Rites of Passage work, coming of age work with them. And then I also did training with School of Lost Borders, also in the States, who have been doing nature-based Rites of Passage work for about half a century now. And this whole time I was cultivating this yearning in me to give back, that I had received so much opening and awakening from my women's initiation that I really needed a way to give back and serve. And it wasn't until about 2 years ago I met a mother named Leela, and she told me that it had been her dream for about 15 years to have a program for girls to transition well into young womanhood. And Leela was the push that I needed to really start Fire and Flower. And through all this, it's been really clear to me what a marked difference it makes to do conscious claiming of things that are deeply important to us in our identity. So, in terms of gender, it's a world of a difference between simply accepting one's gender. Oh, yeah, I'm a woman. And consciously and with effort claiming that, choosing to be a woman, choosing to say yes to that opens a whole new level of pride, and it changes the way we are in the world. And gender isn't the only way to this kind of opening. It was my way, and it has laid a foundation for me to then really individuate and learn what it is for me to embody and bring forth in this world in my lifetime. So in starting Fire and Flower, all these incredible women have come forth and said, like, this is really important what you're doing. Please let me help. What can I do? And so now we have an art therapist, we have a counselor, we have a sexual health educator, a breathwork specialist, a woman who has therapy horses that we'll be spending time with, a menstruation coach. So all these incredible people with these talents and gifts that are spending their voluntary time to bring forth this for our young people. There are also other women who are holding special pieces of this project that also give me emotional support whenever I need it. And that's who we are, a community of women really dedicated and excited to help young people come forth in their gifts and walk proudly in their own coming of age. So again, if any of this resonates to you, we really welcome you joining us. Maybe you have a daughter that's coming of age, you might want to be a mentor. Also, really important if you could spread this to all your community networks. This is such a specialized and niche project that it's really clear that it's going to take people for whom this resonates to spread the word to their communities, to gather the girls and the mentors so we can make this happen. Also, if you are willing, we are trying to get funding for low-income families. So if you have anything to spare, little or big, we would love to have your donation. So links to our website and to our donation page will be connected to the comments here. Please share, and yeah, thank you so much for your time.